Oh, I didn't see you there. Welcome to GMODISM Total Nerdery Channel. You're watching Building a Battleship. GMODISM. And we are back on the Battleship, and I've added a lot of decorations and stuff like that. We have a beautiful balcony, as we can see. So let's indeed take a little tour of this thing. You can see we have... Oh, how nice is this not? It is, I think it's quite nice. I spent some time decorating, and this is this is my battleship. Because this battleship is called the Draconia. I wanted some kind of dragon feeling, and I think we got it. I think it looks pretty good. Not gonna lie, I'm happy with my design. And to be honest, I think its unofficial name will probably be the baby seal, because it looks like a baby seal, doesn't it? It does. Right, so a lot of stuff has happened. We have some obvious decorations going on here and there. We got decorate on decoration. I've added a lamp system here. We're gonna check that out a little bit more thoroughly. I added sails, of course, mostly for decoration. They probably add a little speed, but not much. We have a sail on the radar thing tower. We moved the radar decoy on top. We added some weird looking aft sails there that I made up a design. We added more missiles there, and we added a little extra barrage of crams. Now these shouldn't be blue. Why are these blue? That's weird. Let's make them yellow instead. If we have to make them a color, let's make them gold. So anyways, this is it. This is what I've been up to. You can look, it's, oh god, it's already 1.7 million. Whew, you know what? If I need to cut down the costs, I got this cluster missile system here. I'm pretty sure we can replace it with something more efficient, because this bad boy costs like, well, we need to go to the controller to check it, but it costs like 100 something thousand. It's expensive, and it's not that good. We also got a couple of torpedoes on the side here, large ones. They're not particularly good either. They could be replaced. So that's some That's some cost cutting procedures we could do if we have to. But we'll deal with that later. If we do have to cut the costs, it's quite possible we can add a bit of cost if we end up in like 1.8 million or something like that. So I intended to, like, if we can have more materials, then I intend to add some kind of a weapon on this platform here, like this area. I think we can do a little turret well or something down here, probably to the sides, a little turret on each of the sides here, and armor it up a little bit and have some kind of turret going on there. That could work. And these crams, they're kind of cheap. They only cost 2,000 each. But I wanted to add them just because I made up this design and I'm kind of happy with it. It's actually hollow point crams. That shoots from above, so that's weird. Alright. So, I'm trying to remember what I haven't shown you. We added some hydrofoils here, and I just realized we need to add some more of those, so we might as well go through and update some stuff that has been rightly pointed out to me in the comments. So, yeah, one thing that was pointed out directly we should just deal with right away is the, here we go, the APS, the accuracy for the APS. Core, required accuracy before fire. Yeah, let's set it to that. That's good. Let's look at this cram. Yeah, so if if the enemy is able to take out our cram shell, it can be smart to actually have it more narrow, like 5 degrees. And if we do that, some of the crams will hit our enemy in case they destroy the shell close to themselves. So that's kind of interesting. And this is also, that's set up to be like that. Well, so here we have a here we have a lamb system. And what I did basically is I set up this one to target big shells, because it has a lesser good angle, but it's more protected. It's also EMP protected, completely EMP protected. This one is not EMP protected. It's set up to target smaller targets so that the smaller targets won't eat up our protection. And they are connected up to the same system actually. These are connected. I did a laser combiner inside of here, as I did the laser multi-purpose laser inside of here, and then that gets beamed to the lamb nodes, as suggested in comments as well. So that's nice, and we got a beam energy of 52,000, 4 Q switches, power use 2,160, like that. So that's kind of nice. But I do think we should like armor this up a tiny little bit, not to be too hardcore. We'll just want to yeah, because this is like that. It's not like super heavily protected. I just wanted to show you it to you before. And now I actually successfully separated this thing. So we have it protected from EMP via one layer of rubber all around. So the top of this leads EMP, of course, and then the bottom of this is insulated from the EMP. So that should work a tad bit nicer than it did before. So hopefully that is that's good enough. We're just gonna protect this, a little thing like that, and just slap on some of these. Yeah, that's probably nice. I love that the applique corner costs so much. Like this costs 2, and this costs 2 as well. So it's kind of, it's the same. Right. So these leads EMP, of course, but they don't lead them from the top. Where we see this visual air gap, it's actually insulation, so they're kind of safer to use. But if we add if we would add this there, then it would lead the EMP. But when we add it here, it's fine. Then it has to jump air. And if it can not jump air, it won't. Now I just realized these two are a little bit dangerous, so we're going to we need to keep a distance, because one single mistake makes it so that the EMP can lead to our stuff, and we don't want that happening, do we? We don't. Right, so let us armor up this thing a little bit here. Just like that. Since I now shown you this, we can basically close it off. We don't need to watch this anymore. I think that these LAM system seems to be pretty decent. I've tested it, of course, a little bit at least, and I'm going to show you some tests against some other targets momentarily. But before that, we're just going to do some good old-fashioned little building here. So, actually, let's do a 4-1. Let's do a little sloping going on there. I'm just gonna add up like that. A 3 can fit there. And now this area needs to be closed off a little bit. And there we go, like that. And now we get a fantastic option to use any type of decorations or whatever if we want to, but I kind of actually prefer to just use normal blocks. I'm not one of those, like, I kind of like the normal blocks, to be quite honest with you. I like to build my stuff with normal blocks, and it is possible we can do it better, but I just like my normal blocks. I hope you understand. So we might decorate this a little bit later when we have added up some more parts. Actually, of course, I will not accept like help with like building this ship to be good, but I got a suggestion before to just leave it out there if anyone wants to help us out with decorating this thing when we're done, like adding decos. Then we'll be doing some kind of deco online event where people are only allowed to add like using the decoration tab, right? So nothing is tampered with. So it's easy to check. It's just check the exact material before we start and afterwards, and then we can ensure that nothing's been tampered with. It's my build. It's just I get some help with some decorations because I'm not very good at it. All right. So here we have this compartment, and it is armored up here. Like, honestly, we can just... Now, that was a dangerous move. Was it? No, it wasn't. It just filled that area. I'm just filling some blocks here with wood, because it's good to have something there, even though we don't need more metal. Actually, we don't need to over armor this thing. It's armored, but you know. Now we got a nice little cover. It worked before we added a cover, so that's nice. Now I think Necris told me about this, or was it Sean Reed? Let me scroll down quickly here. Oh yeah. Alpha 95 told me about the packs. We can use ACBs to make the pack better, and that's really cool. That's a really cool idea, but it seems a little bit advanced, so I need to check that out much more before I can spawn anything like that. So anyways, where do we have? Yeah, so Sean Reed pointed out to me that I probably didn't check if the recoil of this thing is lined up here. So I see if I can find this value here. Okay, recoil and absorption. Oh, they were just in front of my eye. I was just kind of confused there a little bit. So we need to have more recoil absorbers. If we can fit it inside of here somewhere, maybe. Oh, let's see here. Ugh. Let's click like that and see whatever. Okay. See what blocks we can kind of tinker with to have some extra recoil absorption. Now, right here in the back, I wonder. Like, I don't want to skimp on the armor where it's like an important area. Loader needs 5 intakes for sustained fire. Well, you can't have that. Right, so let's see here. Let's see if I missed some area where we actually can put. So barrel, cooling limit 26 RPM. We have too much cooling, that's for sure. Here we have gauge increasers as well. We probably have some extra redundant gauge increasers at different locations. If I remembered, I just spammed in some stuff there. Probably not. Actually, like these. Okay, let's see here. And now we have recoil and absorption. Okay, almost there. Now our gauge is still 500, so that's good. By the way, how about Gauge increasers. Coolers. So we have enough cooling, yeah. So we can have some of the redundant gauge increasers as connection rods, yeah. Big brain GMODISM. Because these want, okay, they have a super. Oh, they're cheaper as well. Gauge increases are cheaper. I didn't notice that. And they have a slightly higher health. Not big deal. Not big deal at all. So nothing we need to like think about slash worry about really. But might as well add them there. Since they have better values, we can add them like that. Cool. GMODISM very smart. Oh, look, and here we have a like super small free space as well. So if we just remove that, we can actually insert a recoil absorber right here. That is 4 long. Okay, good. Right, so now we have absorption that's higher than the recoil. That's great. We increase the accuracy as per Sean Reed's recommendation. Thanks for mentioning that because I totally forgot about it. Now is the thing. We got a pretty nice shell here. Access intakes. So here we have a armor piercing EMP thing, and it's kind of good, but apparently it can be a good idea to have a armor piercing EMP secondary secondary heat thing. So if you are armor, okay, so armor piercing, we try. Let's. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this thing. Save vehicle. By the way, can you see the Draconia, or baby seal as we call it nowadays, is 93, version 93. I think this will be the first craft I ever built that will reach to 100. It seems kind of likely to reach to 100. Now, we are gonna change the composition of this shell, so we might mess up the balance and stuff like that. So what we're basically gonna do is we're gonna access intakes, and we are going to add a shell. So here we have built-in shells. Edit. So here we have a 16-piece shell, and here we have another. No. Okay. Right. Assign shells to intakes. So does this like weird? Okay, so if I edit this thing, drag it up to 16, add a solid warhead body, okay. And I click assign. Does that mean that all the intakes armor piercing? No, it doesn't. Okay, good. Then I know. So we have to assign them ourselves later. Makes sense. Then we can actually mix shells. If they end up having the same stats, we can actually mix them wildly. That's kind of cool. Right. So railgun, no APS, access intakes. Here we have edit. Right, so what we want to have is we want to have a, this is what I learned at least, armor piercing head, emergency ejection diffuse, so we don't die instantly like every other APS turret I ever made. Then we're going to have, let's see here, I wrote it down. Thanks for the listing, Nyko Pens. Nyko Pens wrote me down how to build this shell. It was a good idea. I've heard about it, people have suggested this shell to me more than 5 times, and I'm sorry, I just didn't make it because I was unsure how to make it, but now I got a good list. Armor, and then image edit diffuse thing. Then we're going to add the secondary shape charge thing, which I think is this one, shape charge secondary, and then we're gonna have high explosives behind it, and we're gonna have gunpowder. Now this is 16 parts, which is as it should be. So let's see here until we get to a nice speed. We can have one of these. Maybe we can have like one EMP, because I kind of feel I want to have the EMP going on there. So let's see here. Expected armor piercing is 23. I wonder if this is gonna be like efficient, really. Armor piercing, shape charge, heat. Huh. We can try it out. Okay, so 952. This is, oh god, this, oh wait. 50,000. Okay. So we go to this one, and we add shell gauge, firing piece. This is a we use stats for, god damn it, can I get my firing piece? Which one is this? I don't know. Rail stats. Okay, so 50,000. Cool. Right, so this is a tad bit slower. If I add gunpowder casing here, it will be faster than the other one. Okay. What the hell? Okay, so maybe I don't know if we can mix these shells. That could be kind of interesting. So we have a little bit of EMP, but we also have arm piercing thing like that. And now this thing has an expected armor piercing of 41, and that's kind of decent, right? So edit. And I'm just gonna check here. What are we having? This thing has 48. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it has 6 parts in the thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, it has 6 parts in the thing, and this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Also 6 parts in the thing. Let's just check a little bit here. And we go to this one. Alright, they're a little bit different. It's a modifier X68. This thing's modifier is X6. Okay, it's because we have solid word borders. That's because what? I get it. I think I get it. Okay. So we basically can do this. Right. Assign to all intakes. So now we have switched this gun to an armor piercing secondary heat shell. So let's see here. Now I test that one. I just want to check my other cannons. My other 500 millimeters going on there. What access intakes? Squash head. Okay. Ammo construct on main. So this is the squash head I added for the other ones. And apparently, like Nico Pence also told me, is that so basically, squash head, since they kind of lose the damage as they eat through armor, since we're going to deal with some really heavy armor this time, squash head is probably not what we want. It makes real sense, and squash head is best for spamming. I already knew that. I know how they work, so I should have just automatically went for heat instead, and that's quite right. So we're gonna have a shaped charge, a heat shell instead, and and that will make us better. Right, so set this high to allow huge penetration distances. We set it to a little bit higher penetration, I think, because we're gonna set it low means depth penetration, but higher spall. Nah, maybe we want it. Well, maybe I think we want max spalling. Okay, like that. And since we changed it for this one, it should mean that this one has the same ammo intakes, shaped charged. Yep, here we go. Very nice. So now we fixed those. It should be better. We should of course switch between these different ammo types here and see what we're dealing with a little bit. Right, so here we have that's a crown cannon. Let's see. I wanted to edit the scatter lens. Particle cannon, charge, focus, high focus, do less damage. But I think we need better focus, otherwise we'll do no damage. We can set it to firing. I'm kind of thinking this kind of dies after a while, so we might as well spam it. And we can set it to a little bit of an overdrive, like this. Cool. Might be better, might not. And right, there we go there. This one has max require for, yeah, good, because they are kind of good at aiming. And there we go, basically. This thing is also set up to require fire. And I did change the AI a little bit here. I changed the aim point selection card. You know, this one targets blocks below water and target clusters of blocks. Changes target every 20 seconds. And that's because we want to deal damage to some different areas. 20 seconds will make it so that we can fire a proper volley. Maybe we set it to like 25 to be sure. Then we also have my AA turret, which is not dealing with anti-air at all. It's just a weird name. I just named the secondary AI AA, even though we're not going to deal with air targets very much. Of course, this battleship will be able to deal with air targets pretty well because we got so many missiles, and those missiles will just tear asunder most aircraft if they're fast enough. And if they're not fast enough, if we are kind of far away, our laser can zap them. And if that wouldn't work either, we got so many cannons, we should be able to shoot down most aircraft. If we can't, we can pimp our laser and we can just zap anything. So that's not an issue. But here you can see this thing, the laser controls, it gets controlled by this AA, and it targets every one area a maximum of 60 seconds. And I found it to be a little bit too long, so we're gonna set it to 40 seconds. It's targeting hot blocks, and that seems to be working pretty well. So we just tweak them a little bit like that, right? Okay, so now we set up some cool stuff. Well, since this turret is gonna deal with some potentially pretty fast targets, I'm thinking that we should probably have some kind of extra detection on top of there. The laser has IR and thing like that. I think we're gonna slap on a normal camera on top of here actually, just for some redundancy. We won't armor it up very much, but it's not so expensive. We can have it there, and we do have laser rangefinders, a radar, and stuff like that. So this turret has some extra detection stuff going on there. Right, we do want to add some extra detection, I think indeed. Here we got one. Let's see where we're gonna add stuff. One thing that we should indeed do is that this thing, it only requires that forward, backwards, left and right side. So backward is blocked, but I only have this 360 cameras here for redundancy. They're not the best, but I got this little interesting I don't know, Nycopens, if this was what you meant when you told me this, but I got an idea that we can like make a tiny little cage thing with these blocks here. And since we only need it to be targeted from left, right, up, down, we should be able to make a little cage thing here that kind of can take like one shot, perhaps. Maybe. I think it looks stupid. It looks really stupid, but it also looks super fun. So let's do it for the camera as well. Oh god, these cages are adorable. I'm gonna on my 360 systems. If it turns out, of course, it makes stuff worse, I will scrap it. But for the time of being, I think that I will have all my detection in these cute applique cages. They're just adorable. I will need to add it to other things as well. Here we go. There we go. Oh, we need to add some adorable cages here. Look at this thing. GMODISM, that sounds creepy. Stop it. Stop it before you scare away the audience. Oh no, now that has a... Okay, never mind. We can do like that. Ba-dam! Super adorable. And these ones, the rangefinders, they actually need line of sight to work, so we can't add it on them. We can only add it to the detectors. It's weird. If you want to know more, check my instant tutorial about it. I explain it all. So that's super cool. Oh, and this thing, it is here for like redundancy, of course. It's not super, but what we can do, we can actually armor this thing up pretty well. Oh no, we can, but it will look stupid. So I can just tell you briefly, we could do like this. These are transparent. We can add badam, 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 and leave it at that. And if we add edges to this thing, we'll block it so it doesn't work. So I don't want that. What we can, what I done in the past, we can do it. We can do it for this one, and I can remove it if I regret it. But what you can do is you can add glass. So here I just add a little blob of glass. This thing sees through glass, and you see that on the detection piece setting. And this is also explained in just mentioned tutorial if you want to know. But well, it can probably like make it survive a little longer, since it can take the blast of some frag or shell. Because glass actually has some decent armor. It has like 25 armor. It's not great, but it's a lot more than wood. So it can take a blast. So there we have it. We can add a glass cage on this thing as well. And IR stuff won't work with glass, of course, because that's how infrared works. Infrared sees through plastic, but not through glass. And plastic is not a thing in from depth. So there we go. We added lots of stuff there. I think we added some redundancy and stuff, and the steam engine are fun. Yeah, I think that's the thing. Let me check my note first. Oh yeah, that's right. Leonardo, you rightly pointed out to me that I need hydrofoils, and I've already added hydrofoils. But I think I should add more hydrofoils actually. Alright, so now we got some extra pitching help in front of here. Pitchforks. No, that's not right. And to our sadness, they want to connect up to... we can't make them be like... what is it called? We can't make them be like... they also do roll and pitch automatically, like the thrusters work nowadays. So, well, that's how it is. And for some kind of balance, we're going to go to the back of this ship. I know I have some space. There we go. So now we have these as well. so they pitch down, so we can help them in the back as well with the pitching a little bit. Real big brain move there. And since we have too much floatiness in the back anyways, we can just add a little board of hydrofoils here. Now we need to keep an eye on costs. We're like 1.7, but again, we can remove some systems if we need to. The cluster torpedo system is not very good, to be honest. Right, so now we change this. We can easily switch back to that. Oh, and this thing though. We can actually armor up this thing. Decorations, metal porthole. Cool. So now I think it's high time to actually test stuff. Let me check my note again. All right, so we set up the pack to be better at longer distances and use more energy and stuff like that. But to be honest, let's just ignore using a lot of ACBs to connect it up and make it do all fancy stuff. Right now, we're gonna check that out later. So, I think it's time to test this thing, and to begin with, we're going to test it against something easy, like the crossbones. And now you can see the first cram volley actually hits decently well. And here we have our continuous barrage of missiles just coming in here and melting. And this is barely aiming above water, but it kinda is. It's aiming against hot blocks, and well, it just focuses on that area for a long time. And that just makes sure to delete something important. Kinda handy. Now our cram volley is soon incoming. You can see it deletes some blocks. Oh, and there was our vertical launch thing. Here comes the large torpedoes with EMP. Now comes the huge. Oh, it missed. It does that. Right, so you can see this thing is very sad indeed. And the Draconia is of course not even damaged at all. Very nice. Poor thing. And now the laser just spasses all over the place because it just can't... It just destroys the block it intends to destroy very quickly. But again, it tries to shoot hot blocks, so... I mean, it does something. And here we have a shield to specifically, like, protect this thing. And now you can see when it hits, it deals damage, but yeah. So that's kind of that. And you can see sometimes the laser shaves our top a little bit. You know, I didn't want the like margin to be... I wanted it to be a little bit... I kind of thought that we didn't need to have it such... The failsafe needs a larger margin. Maybe 5... Can I have like 1 point? 3.5? I can. Very nice. Alright. So let us save this thing. That was the crossbones. We need to refill everything. And now we can test it against something meteor. So how about the stronghold? So I'm aware that we beat the stronghold before and that it's a good bit cheaper than us, but I want you to just see the difference. So of course we're a bit far away, and I want to check the difference too. So I didn't see what type of damage the pack did. It's hard to see how much damage a weapon system does on its own. But you can see here, it's kind of interesting. We did disable some stuff, that's for sure. And here we can see. Let's look at our lambs a little bit. And this is just boom, boom, boom all around. You can see the lambs do stuff. If we see an incoming thing, like the civs do control pretty well against incoming shells like that. But when they come in a really low angle, our lambs are actually not too good. Our lambs are actually better against higher angle stuff. I think I might need to move some lamb nodes around a little bit. Possibly. Now see, the laser seems to be able to go through there with no issues. Very nice. So we could take out some of the cram shells that's incoming. But you can see the front of this ship is very sad indeed. But we do protect ourselves from the more dangerous things, and what we basically do is spamming a lot of damage dealing stuff and defensive systems. I think our underwater defenses are probably better, and the front of this ship is honestly, it's not, you can see it's mainly wood. It's not really made to take a lot of beating. I'm seeing like this area is a little bit expendable in the end, just so that the enemy kind of bounces and shoots here in the front, because we want to protect our main guns more. And now it seems that our main gun actually take a bad hit here. One of the crams are out. No, it's just short. Nothing is damaged, so it doesn't work, but it's worse. Right. And we also changed the shell, right, to this EMP secondary heat shell as well. And I've honestly haven't tested this gun. We'll need to spawn it on its own construct and test it a little bit more thoroughly. But yeah. And there we go. That one is indeed already dead, so let's destroy the enemy vehicles. And just to do it like that. Ta-da! Repaired. So next up, I'm thinking we're going to try it against the Megalodon. This thing is scary. Or wait, before we do the Meg, we're gonna pitch it against the broadsword. This is a little bit funny. Alright, we pitched it against the broadsword. So let's see here. Our laser just eat away the hot blocks. You can see it just zapped away that decoy pretty quickly. Here we have some jet engines in the back, so that's why it went for that next. Gone. Now it went for... Okay, apparently these turrets are hot. Didn't know that. Maybe they're glowing. And they are now gone. Let's see here. The Draconia is still at 100%. And I wonder if we can see the APS shell. There it came. There it came. Oh man! Did you see that? It took it out with one shot. Alright. Armor piercing. Secondary heat EMP thing, whatever. Seems to be pretty good. I don't know what to call that shell. And this is the nice and updated broadsword as well. So it's much more formidable than the first version I uploaded and showed you. So if you want to check this one out, it's on the workshop. Just search Google GMODISM Steam and you'll find my workshop. If I don't have it in the... You can go to my homepage and there should be a link to my workshop page. And my homepage is gmodism.com. Gmodism.com. Homemade WordPress site, but not the cheap WordPress like the WordPress.org that you actually, that's actually professional. And if you don't believe me, Disney.com is also a WordPress site. So, yeah. And it's different between WordPress.org and WordPress.com, if you didn't know. Anyways, I'm gonna say it takes surprisingly long time for me to take... I thought it would kind of already be dead, but it's not. It's holding up pretty well. Damn. The LAM system is deleting interceptors in the air. Right, I added a lot of interceptors to the broadsword. And here we fire the beautiful volley in sync. I've synced them up. Beautiful. Alright. Oh yeah. Let's check the... So we have power still. We don't need to, we don't eat up all the power. Right. Broadsword is down to 87%. Oh man. Did I? Oh! You saw that? I saw some EMP flashing inside of here. I think that was our APS leaking in there. Man, that's great. We have indeed disabled the broadsword pretty well now. It's trying to flee away to switch sides, but it is indeed quite late for it because it doesn't obviously have as much defensive capabilities. Let's see if it can take out the incoming cramshells. Oh yeah, that laser is just barbecuing all of those cram ports pretty quickly. I don't see the smoke, but the broadsword actually does have smoke defenses, I think. Anyways, probably not from behind. Yeah, the broadsword is super sad now, and here comes the mortars. Terrifying. And my small missiles, I kind of like them. I basically call them needles because they have like a 1 degree frag. They're just with some EMP. They're like shock needles. So of course one of them ain't very scary, but a lot of them kind of are. They also have APN guidance, so... Well. The broadsword is down to 55, so we won. Destroy enemy vehicles. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's spawn the Megalodon. So, the Meg is also kind of scary. It is, let's see here. The Megalodon is 1.8 million. And our ship is almost 1.7 million, so it has 100,000 upper hand. So a good way to check whatever ammunition we will need is to equip our different ships with different ammunition and then just pitch them against each other. And then we can easily check. Okay, so our laser is... you can see it keeps the same area for a while because it finds something hot there, and then it just focuses this area for 40 seconds until it destroys something, and if it's just too deep, it stops digging after 40 seconds and finds somewhere else to dig. And here we can see it's heavy armor. I don't know what's inside of there, but probably something. And the Meg's defenses are really something. You can see you can see the cram shell coming in there. Zap, gone. Just like that. And that's why some of our crams have a very narrow frag, because when they get destroyed close to it, the frag like it, you know, damage the ship anyways. So how is going? The Draconia is at 96% and the Megalodon is at 96%. It's an even battle so far. Pop. So we both have decent defenses. The Meg's lamps are much better than ours, but we got a nice damage laser system instead. That just digs and digs and digs. And if we're a little bit smart, we can zap those lambs there. And if we are able to zap those lambs there, then we will get closer with our cram shots. And that would be pretty great. Oh, isn't that smoke dispensers? I think it is. So the Meg just wants to keep this huge distance but fighting, which I don't really like, but I'm kind of glad we have our pack, you know. Oh no, now we're actually repairing this thing. That's a little bit unfair. Well, whatever. Now I turned off repairing. That wasn't good. Now I might have, you know, get my false hopes up. Draconia is at 93 and Megalodon is at 95, like instantly. Okay, so we just artificially kept this thing alive. Oh, damn. Yeah, I won't be happy until this thing beats the Meg. I wanted to be able to beat the Meg, you know. Otherwise, we have absolutely no chance. I'm just wondering, will stuff go through eventually, or what is this thing? Oh, the laser has digged. Oh man, it's digging well. It just strips those heavy armor beams like they're nothing. And I'm very happy that my laser doesn't die instantly. It keeps itself alive for a good time. So we're stripping away armor, APS components. That's great. Oh yeah. So Megalodon 93, Draconia 89. It's like it doesn't take to damage the Meg very many percentages until it starts to not function very well anymore. It's kind of it's a strong ship, but it's like you really see it struggling after it like drops 10 percentages. Then it's like almost dead, and then it's just picking block by block by block until it's actually dead. What? That's okay, alright. I think we got some gunpowder issues there. That looked too funny. It just like poured out sad shells. If you hear weird extra gunshots in the background, it might be a thunderstorm over Stockholm that's just quiet. God, I need to go out and look at this thing. It's kind of cool. It's like you see lighting sometimes, hear some soft rumbles, but there is not. Ah, what a nice little cockpit area. Nuke it. The laser isn't shining anymore. Ah, this ain't too good. Oh, the laser is okay, it's just that the angle is too bad. We might need to keep this in memory and add more optics to this thing. If we're gonna fight this thing, we might need more optics. Because, yeah, since we can tilt this much, it is better to have, you know what? Laser steering optics. Let's add an X-ray in front of there. Right. And now we can keep contact again. Beautiful. And the needles finally get through. I'm wondering how it is with the torpedoes. They are not getting through. How about... Oh, now we got the cluster. The cluster missile is incoming. There we go. It released its EMP frag things, and now the big thing. Oh, it gets targeted by interceptors. Ah, so the previous ones just died. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's the reason we have a cluster missile here. Alright, so it has a good couple of interceptors. And there we have our... We have some shaped charge missiles, you know, those that shoot right down from the Draconia. Is like... They're like shaped charge ones. Remote guided. Now it's possible that a remote guidance isn't enough and that it leads to inaccuracy, but we have to check that out a little bit more. Okay, so Draconia has stayed at like 83 and Megalodon is at 84 now. So I wonder if that means if we can beat this thing or not. One thing I really wonder is... do we have materials left? Yeah, we do. Good. And engine? Yes. What is the laser doing now, I wonder? Well, now it seems that those APS cannons are soon offline, I think, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. I think the Megalodon is extremely strong, but I'm not sure it's cost efficient. It uses a lot of expensive systems, and it feels like the Meg is really good at keeping off enemies that are weaker with like no effort. And when they come to a more cost-efficient enemy, I think a good builder can probably make something that can take out the Meg with like half the cost of the Meg, I think. Because there are some really good people. I guess that if we would make some maybe 450mm, are we gonna ram? God damn it. Anyways, if we made some like 450mm 8-meter shells, armor piercing EMP things, maybe even armor piercing heat things, whatever. Secondary shaped charge sheet that target hot blocks. Oh god, that's a big lightning. Like IRL. That's cool. It's far away, I don't hear the rumble yet. Anyways, that was cool. But yeah. Here, now we can hear it. Very cozy. Anyways, let's continue here. It's so far away, we don't need to worry too much about getting striked. Oh no. Ah! Why does it want to ram us? Does it have ram as like a last resort? It feels like it. And honestly, we do as well, I think. Right. So now we can only hope that our cram cannons won't hit us very much, but more them. It looks like our... Whoop. Is the APS system... No. The APS system is online. It's online. Man. That makes me happy. And that's art. It's online. I'm a little bit worried about us hitting... Oh god. We're getting steamrolled by the Meg, but the Meg is down to 66% and the Draconia is at 80. We do have repair bots, however, so it's not like entirely fair. I don't think we could beat this without repair bots, but I guess that's the next step. First, I want to build a ship that beats the Meg, and maybe in the future I can make a ship that beats the Meg without repair bots in the same size. But yeah, can't do everything at once. Oh no, the laser is... Okay, but this is an abnormal situation. We're not supposed to be half shoved under the water. Like, it's trying to make us drown. I think it starts raining. Oh yeah, it starts raining. That's so cozy to listen at. I just love rain. Not too much rain, of course, but pleasant rain when you're inside, especially, is great. Alright, so the Meg doesn't deal any damage anymore, since it's it's steamrolled us. What the hell? Ooh, beautiful lightning. It's kind of cloudy, but... 1, 2... Nice. It's still far away, though. Anyways. It's starting to die. The Draconia is at 78%. The Megalodon is soon below 55. Oh, wasn't that beautiful? Saw that? Let's go! Yeah. We successfully made a ship. It beats the Meg. It beats the Meg. I'm very happy. Ah. How beautiful. So that's that. The Draconia can beat the Meg. And yes, it uses repair bots. We have some of them. But at least we can beat the Meg. I mean, that's one achievement, I think. Maybe you will be like, oh noob, no, it doesn't count. You need to make a craft that has exactly the same amount of materials and no repair bots and no extra material storage, and only then can you count it as a kind of win. But you know, if you want to feel like you achieved something, you need to set the bar low, and I'm setting this bar, and I think I achieved something. And I don't know about you, but I think that my Draconia looks a little bit cooler than the Megalodon. The Megalodon is like modern and nice, but the Draconia, it has its own touch. Especially, you know, my touch. Stop bragging. Like, shut up, GMODISM. No one wants to listen to that. Right, so now we've done some testing, we added some stuff, like, we need to do the final touches and stuff like that. But honestly, this episode, I just want to see how powerful this thing is. We did some tweaking, but I want to see how powerful it is. So what we're gonna do we're actually gonna do like this. We're gonna spawn in the BBS 5th season and see what Bungalowbill's BBS can do. Alright, Bungalowbill, let's see. Let's see how my Draconia fares against your very famous BBS 5th season. And now you got a little... Oh, I'm sorry. Now I spawned you in kind of... Oh well. Bungalowbill is a real pro. So... And this looks so much... it looks so... like a castle. It's beautiful. This thing, which is 1.4 material, can get killed by my 1.7 thing. And it even had a little bit, like, it didn't spawn the best location, but it had to turn around a little bit, but you know. I don't think it will be like fatal, because I do not have any Alpha Strike weapons at all, so it's probably not a big deal. But it will be interesting to see. So, one thing that's really good for us against the 5th season is that the BBS does not use lambs. And that makes me happy. It does use interceptors, however. Man, what was that? Just a pack? It punched a pretty hole in there. Ooh. And the laser is drilling through. What? Can you still place the Omni barrels like on the outside, like you could before? No, that was just, okay, that was just a decoration, right. So these Omni barrels are decorations. You know, before you could actually put the Omni barrels, the mantlets outside of, it was weird. It didn't make any sense, but, you know, so you could kind of hide away your firing piece, and then you could have like 10 meters of heavy armor, and then have the mantlet. And that just doesn't make any sense, but that's just decorations. Right, so how are our stats? The 5th season is at 95%, and the Draconia is at 96%. That's kind of cool. Alright. Maybe we actually can beat this thing. And I mean, it's not fair, but I'm not as good as Bungalowbill at building ships, and this is like my first serious attempt at making a good battleship. I made the Emir battleship as well, but that's like 500,000 materials, and that's also big. But this is like my first super battleship, except the broadsword, but that doesn't count as much because that's more like a fun project, which I did spend a lot of time making better, but still. Okay, and the main turret seems to be okay still. The mixed turret, 2 crams, 1 APS, and a pack on one turret. Isn't this cute though? I think this turret is kind of cute. It's like, I like it. It's like I like it. Of course you did, you built it. Well. So, let us stalk. Let us, like lettuce, like salad. Let us stalk these are the shape charge remote guidance things. Wow, that was some nice lightning up there. Bam! That's cool. Now, I live in the city, so I'm not particularly afraid of getting struck by lightning, and closing the window won't do anything. No, the interceptors took it out. But I don't know if I should turn off my computer or not. there is a risk that the electricity will kind of fail, and then the recording would be lost, which would be really sad, because I think this was a really good, this has been a good time so far. Oh my god, the 5th season is at 90% and the Draconia is at 93. I don't think the 5th season uses any repair bots either, so it's again, and also it's like a proper ship's worth of materials cheaper, so it's not fair in any way. But I'm still going to be quite happy if we win against the 5th season, because this is a good ship. It's not an unbeatable ship. It's not a sheath ship. It's a just honestly good ship. A nice build from bungalowbill that's just, you know, a formidable enemy that's quite large. And I don't really know what type of shells it uses. I haven't examined it very much at all, so I don't even know. But I've tested with it a couple of times, but yeah. So we shall see. We're digging big holes, that's for sure. And those cannons are starting to get a tad bit sad. Right, so the Draconia 90, BBS 5th season 87. We still got material left. We haven't drained our batteries too much, that's good. We want to be able to power the railgun to full capacity if we have to. So let's look at, oh no, we're shedding turrets. We're shedding turrets, my boys, we're shedding turrets. Right, so here we can see some of the cannons are offline. We have some deep gauges in here. These missile systems are heavily damaged. Oh, I get flashbang, team flash. The main turret, oh, bam! Holy shit! Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna close this window. Bam! That's some pretty impressive lightning. I just saw the across the sky. That was cool. That was cool as hell. Damn! That it was like a. It wasn't a white or blue. It was a purple bolt of lightning across the sky. Whew! Cool. Like, lightning is scary, but it's also very cool. I kind of like it. Of course, I don't want to get struck by it, but oh damn, bam! That's a pack straight up in the sky. It's not it's not supposed to do that. Oh no! It means we have damaged something here. I just wanna check. It's like probably a good idea to not have something too important right beneath your pack, because sometimes your pack gets damaged and does that. Now it's shot up in the sky, so that's absolutely fine. Oh well. Draconia 88, BBS 5th season 84. Damn. This is a close battle. God, we're getting weird stutters as well because of the... It's the RAM. When the RAM is full, it does this, and 16 gigabytes is not enough to play from the depth. Like, what the hell? Do you need like a $3,000 computer to be able to play this old game? What the hell? You need like 32, 64 gigs of RAM just to be able to play a game from 2015, which has gotten a lot of updates, but still. Or like it's older, 2014. Is it even older? I started playing it for 2015. All right. We have like stripped... The BBS 5th season is like the Meg. It's like a solid block of alloy and metal. And it just takes forever to kill. And if you can get those turrets out, you're in a much better place, but if you can't, you're screwed. Right, so the Draconia 87, BBS 5th season 82, okay. We are grilling away alloy. It found something hot, okay. Did it find something, some other hot blocks? Oh no, what's happening? We have engine power. No, is our laser damaged? Damn, our laser was damaged. Look, if we didn't have repair bots, our laser would probably be dead by now. Now let's see here, the main turret. Oh, the APS system is offline. It's gotten shot. This is probably some, it looks like some armor-piercing frag or armor-piercing high explosive done this. Because surprisingly enough, the railgun components, let me just prove it to you so I don't talk some BS for you here, but they're not susceptible against EMP. You see? No, they're not susceptible against EMP. That's like the insanest thing. Railgun components should be susceptible against EMP, but they're not. That's why I didn't try to protect them inside of here. So they got killed by some kind of damage dealing thing. Oh, and oh damn, we have some digging holes in here. Yeah, our main gun is sad. I'm starting to think maybe we need more armor. But we can't really afford to make it too much heavier in the front either. So I don't know. Now we're shooting energy up into the air as well. That's kind of weird. These two main gun turrets, they kind of just survive forever. Do we have layers upon layers of wedges? Wedge, 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 wedge. And that's some stacked wedges there. And we have our laser left, but this would have been real handy to have our like main gun, the APS and stuff, and the pack would have done away with these much quicker than the laser. But the laser's survivability is very, very, very nice. Oh god, we're playing so much degraded mode right now. But that's a nice little rain. Draconia 80, BBS 5th season 75. Damn, these turrets are super hard to kill. They're really well made. And especially with this little like air pocket area on top of there, just adds to the survivability quite some bit. Okay, seems we went out of that turret's battle angles, maybe? The AI in this weird game is like weird. The AI is not acceptable. It's like, I'm sure that Bungalow would have rather that the BBS 5th season kept a steady 90 degrees toward us all the time. But it doesn't. Let's see this thing. Maneuver. This doesn't maneuver. Alabaster. Circle at distance. Minimum approach angle 65. You see there? It shouldn't run away. The turrets are still online. Oh my god. BBS 5th season is still at 75 and the Draconia is at 78. Does it mean it will actually win or what? How can these turrets be so hard to kill? And what happened with my laser? Oh man. Our laser is in deep trouble, man. It got an unlucky hit. Alright. Draconia 77, BBS 73. So I'm kind of hoping for these cram cannons to... It's kind of funny. You see that... I don't know, they should be able to go through and explode inside, but they just won't. Like that. That was a proper hit. 22 versus 77. We're finally dealing some damage, but it's slow. Since our laser system is taken out, it's not getting repaired anytime soon either. Do we have materials left? We do. Thanks for that, I mean. So basically this game, it depends a little bit on what FPS you have, and the results may vary. It's like that. That's like why multiplayer like never works from the depth. It's like they've been doing some good improvements, but it's still pretty shitty. So it would be great if they had a proper multiplayer. I would love to do the co-op campaign with someone. But, man, seems like we're not getting there. Draconia 77, BBS 5th Season 71. It doesn't fire at us anymore, does it? It's just super slow to kill. Right now, it feels like our needles are actually doing the damage. Because the missile interceptors are still, or the torpedo interceptors are still online. So our torpedo systems, which are substantial, won't do much damage. But since it lacks lambs, the cram mortars do also their fair bit to take this thing out. This takes forever. It wouldn't have taken so long time if I had 64 gigs of RAM, I think, but I don't, so... You know, I wanna like run it out and just make sure we're sure. But to be honest, since the BBS 5th Season doesn't shoot back at us anymore, it doesn't look like it's going to take this back. It's like it doesn't have any weapon system that reaches us, I think. So, 69. Draconia 77, BBS 69. Well, since the BBS 5th Season doesn't shoot at us anymore, I'm kind of thinking that we will proclaim our own victory. Because it doesn't even seem that the BBS 5th Season uses the repair bots. I haven't seen a big system get repaired and get back online, so even if it has repair bots, it's probably like 2 max. So it's not gonna regenerate. We're just super slowly gonna kill it with 1,000 needles and some cram mortars that come from above. Alright, so since we haven't gone down from 77 at a long time, we do repairs and we don't get any incoming fire, and we're slowly eating away from the BBS 5th Season. I think we can conclude, happily enough, that the Draconia is capable of beating the BBS 5th Season. And that's really cool. That makes me quite happy. That means that there is probably hope for this ship to do some formidable damage. And we'll see how expensive it will be in the end, and we need to tweak around with some systems. We need to see if we want to keep the cluster torpedo. We even need to see if we want to keep the side torpedoes. We need to think about what ammo type we're gonna use for the main gun, if this was better, or if the arrow shell, the armor piercing EMP, is better. And we need to see if there is a way we can make this laser better and more sturdy, and stuff like that. But I do hope you really enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do leave a like, and well, stay tuned for future videos, because I've been enjoying my From the Depth content lately. So without further ado, I'll just say thanks a lot for watching. This is your host GMODISM, and we're signing out. And if you watched this entire episode, I'm glad you enjoyed it. And yeah, if you watched this entire thing and you thought it was enjoyable, I think you should definitely subscribe. In any case, thanks a lot to our Patreons, Martin McBacon and Ejin, and thanks a lot to our YouTube members, Halofo, Nicole Winter, Dishra Arcana, Derda Klaskin, of course, and Fernando Paves. There we go. Here we got him. So, thanks a lot. See you next time. This is your host, GMODISM, successfully defeating the BBS 5th season, signing out. And do post your suggestions in the comment about how we should improve this battleship. And the suggestion rebuild the whole thing is not acceptable. So improve this one, not build a new one, okay? So anyways, see you next time. GMODISM signing out.